we know about the tomb from the Bible, on the very first Easter Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene and the other women came down through the garden. They wanted to anoint Jesus' body, but they were worried about one thing. How were they going to roll the stone away from the tomb? Well, as you can see, we have no stone. We've never found it. We don't know what happened to it. But what I can tell you is it was a rolling stone that would have rolled in the channel that runs the length of the tomb area. The door was only about, I'll show you where the door was up to originally. The door only came up to there. You may remember the disciples stooping to go in when in the Gospel of John, he says when Peter and himself went in, they stooped to go in. Even so, the stone would still have been about that high, and it would have weighed approximately 2 tons. So you can see why the women were concerned. But of course, the Bible tells us that by the time they got down here, the stone had already been rolled away. We know that Mary comes down to the tomb, she looks in, she sees an angel sat where Jesus had been laid on the right. Now that's important because most tombs in this country are made like this. Just can't tell you whether it is or not. I really can't. We think it's the right tomb. You can probably see from what I've told you, it fits the description we have in the Bible. That is the nearest we can get to it. What we do know, though, is that on the wall here there is a symbol. It's an anchor, and there's a cross within the anchor. Now that was a symbol, it was a secret symbol actually, of Christianity. You know how we have the fish now? Well, they had that in those days. If any of you ever been, or if you ever go to the catacombs in Rome, you've been?
Yeah.
Well, every tomb has that symbol above it. Well, that was in use mid-1st century. So you can see, we're not sure when that was put on the wall, but we believe it was in the 1st century, which means early Christians worshipped here, which is quite significant, I think. When you go in, you'll see that also on the wall there is a cross. It's not as bright as this, it's much dimmer than this. This has been done for printing purposes. But this was put there by the Byzantines, and apparently it says, Jesus Christ, the Alpha and Omega. But I have to rely on other people for that because I couldn't read it. But that was put there between 200 and 700 AD.
Likely the tomb where Jesus was laid.